All right. I just wanted to record the session just to be sure that, after the session, you can also revisit what we are doing today. All right. So for today's session, we're going to be looking at stock market analysis and we are going to be using Power BI. Okay. Stock market analysis. And we are going to be doing that using Power BI. All right. Who is excited about that? Who is excited? If you're excited to learn something new today, put a one in the chat. If you're excited to learn something new today, just put a one in the chat. I will take it off from there. Fantastic. One, one, one. The ones are coming in. Let's go. Very excited. That's fantastic. I love that. All right, so we're going to be doing something today. We're going to be doing this stock market analysis. I'm going to be using Power BI, and we're going to be looking at Nvidia today. Okay, are we all familiar with Nvidia? Are we guys familiar with Nvidia? Yes or no? Yes, no, yes, no. All right, they are one of the largest, if not most valued company at the moment. Okay, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at their stock price, and we are going to be analyzing it. We're going to be looking at the historical data from Nvidia stock market, from Nvidia historical data, stock prices for Nvidia. Okay, and we're going to be doing an analysis. We're going to be building a report, a very quick and easy report, and we're going to take it off from there. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we jump into that, before we jump into that, okay, um, I would like to tell you a little bit more about Tenalytics. Okay, do I have anybody joining me for the first time? Anybody here for the first time? Just put a one in the chat if you're joining us for the first time. If you're joining us for the first time, just put a one in the chat. Okay, just put a one in the chat. Okay, yeah, we have a couple of newcomers in the house. Fantastic. It's good to have you guys here. And if you just look to your left, to the left of your screen, okay, look to the left of your screen, you will see a lady waving at you. Okay, please follow her. We have a seat. We have seats reserved for you. I'm just joking. I'm just messing around. Well, welcome to the new guys. You guys are joining us for the first time. You're welcome. Just to provide a little bit of background to what we do or who we are at Analytics. So, Analytics is an educational technology firm. What we have set out to achieve is to get in more Africans into the tech space. Okay, so you're an African in Africa. Okay, so you're currently in Nigeria, you're currently in Ghana, you're currently in South Africa, you're currently in Zimbabwe, Tanzania, you're anywhere in Africa. Okay, and you're looking to transition. We would unhold you and get you into your desired career path. All right. If you're also an African in the diaspora, like you're an African in the US, for example, you're an African in Canada, you're an African in the UK, you're an African anywhere across the world, Germany, France, Italy, you're in Brazil, you're in Trinidad and Tobago, you're in Dubai, anywhere you are, Malaysia, all right, would assist you in getting your role within the tech space. So basically, if you're an African anywhere in the world, okay, even if you're in Pluto, all right, we'll help you, navigate the job market. We'll train you, help you navigate the job market and get you into the tech space. So this is what we've been doing for the past 3 years, and we've helped well over 3,000 people across the world, Africans across the world, get their job in the tech space, either working fully remotely or working full-time, hybrid situations or whatever the case might be. And we're going to be exploring that today. We're going to be talking more about that today. But the key focus for this session is going to be financial analytics. The key aspect of what we'll be discussing today is financial analytics. All right. So that's basically what we're going to be doing today. All right. And that's who we are. That's who we are. Okay. Just give me a second. Um, Okay. All right. So that's what we're doing today. Okay. Um, so who is this person speaking with you today? My name is Ifemena Ipro, and I am the co-founder of Tenalytics. I'm the co-founder of Tenalytics. All right. And before getting into Tenalytics, before even getting into the tech space, all right, a lot of people don't know this, but I studied economics. My first degree was in economics. So I did economics for my first degree. I started working first job, getting into the corporate world. I was working as a management consultant. So I did management consulting for 4 years. So the organization I worked with back then was a consulting firm, obviously, and we worked majorly with the banks. We worked majorly with the banks in Nigeria. Okay, so the likes of Zenith Bank, GT Bank, Echo Bank, CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, NDIC worked with SEC. So we did a lot of contracts, we did a lot of work for these organizations, financial institutions, all right, and regulators and so on. All right, so I had a lot of interactions with the bank, with bankers basically. So the CEOs, the CFOs, the heads of different departments. I interacted with these people. And working as a management consultant, I knew that that was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do more. I wanted to get on. I wanted to do something different. Do you understand? I wanted to do something different. I loved banking. I loved the banking space. All right, because that was what I could see. Do you understand? And I decided to do, okay, do you know what? In order for me to go into the bank, I needed to become, I needed to do more around finance. Okay. So I picked up interest in finance. Okay. So I did, and a lot of people don't know this. So I did a lot of training around financial. Okay. So the first thing I actually learned, okay, within the data space was actually financial analytics. That was the first thing I actually learned. So I went out, paid for training programs, learned financial modeling. Financial modeling was the first skill I learned. Okay, so I learned how to build financial models for businesses. All right. And going back into my work as a management consultant, I just, there were a lot of obviously we we're working with a lot of banks. Okay. So a lot of training sessions, a lot of training sessions majorly. Okay. I had to start facilitating, financial modeling. So I facilitated financial modeling for a couple of clients, okay? And this client loved the way I did the sessions, okay? They brought me in as an external surveyor. People recommended, and I started doing small jobs for people across Nigeria, okay? For startups that are looking for funding. I started building models for this organization, but it was financial, it was just financial. But I love the fact that numbers, okay, how you can just use numbers to, make a business, tell the future of a business, the financial position of a business, just looking at putting numbers together and you're using these numbers to make, strategic decisions for the business. Should we invest in this particular property? Should we invest in this particular business? Should we, diverse? And so many other, strategic things that I was doing back then, working, and this was just purely freelance. Okay, just learning one skill, which was financial modeling. I was able to garner a couple of experience working with startups in Nigeria. All right, so that was what really got me into data. Okay, that was what really got me into the data. Then I moved on to becoming be a business intelligence analyst. I worked as a business intelligence analyst. I worked as a data engineer. I worked as a data scientist, and I've gone on to lead several initiatives with different banks, with different institutions in the UK, in the US, and currently now in Canada. Same thing I'm doing also. So you see where I started from, okay, working in finance, doing finance, freelance, basically just freelance, working as a financial modeler, okay, working for different startups in Nigeria, okay, that went on to seek funding and got their funding and so on and so forth. And those are the things that people don't understand, okay? People think that finance is just regular bookkeeping, okay? All right. Oh, I'm a financial analyst. You're expecting the person to be an accountant of some sort. Well, that's the beauty of analytics. Okay, that's where financial analytics makes a difference. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. All right. What makes it different? What makes you a financial analytics professional? What makes you different from a regular accountant? Okay, that's exactly what we're going to be exploring today. So the use of analytics is what really separates you from the regular financial person. Okay, the financial analysts that you see are probably good with Excel, one or two things in Excel. But now, in terms of building an architecture, building analytics around that financial aspect of it, how do you do it? That's exactly what we're going to be exploring today. Okay, so that's my experience. Okay, so currently I work as a data science contractor here in Canada. Okay, but I also still have a couple of business. I still have a lot of companies I work with in the UK and also in the US. So freelance, doing work for all these companies across the world. All right. And that's the beauty of working in tech also. Okay. But anyways, it's not about me today. I'm going to be talking about financial analytics, and that's what we're going to be exploring today. All right. So, what do we do? What are we doing today? So, I talked about it already. Number one, we're going to be building a dynamic and interactive stock analysis dashboard. That's what we're going to be looking at today. That's the first thing we're going to be doing that. And we are going to be doing that in Power BI. So, we're going to be connecting to the web. okay? And we're going to be creating what we call an ETL, extract, transform, and load. We'll be extracting data from the web. We'll be doing a little bit of transformation, and we'll be loading it into Power BI for our analysis. So don't worry, if it seems to be complex to you, I'm still going to revisit it and make it a lot more easier for you to understand all by yourself. And guess what? Okay, after the session, you would be able to create the same thing I did today. Like literally everything I did today, you will be able to do the same thing. All right. So I'm going to be talking about building a dynamic and interactive stock analysis dashboard in Power BI. We'll talk about the pathway to becoming a financial analytics professional. We'll also talk about the remote, full-time, and tech relocation opportunity. So if you're looking for remote jobs, where do you get these remote jobs? Where can I apply for remote jobs? We're going to explore that today. A lot of people think anybody working in finance, okay, should work in a bank, okay? So you see a lot of people thinking that, oh, I don't want to do financial analytics because, I can't get remote jobs. It's like, where did you get that, misconception from? All right. So we have a ton of people also working remotely, all right, financial analysts. And I'm going to show you on this call today. If you wait to the end of the session, I'm going to show you where you can actually apply for remote jobs. Okay. Second, number 4 is we have a special offer for you. So you wait to the end of the session, you would also get to hear more about the special offer we have for you. So you see, everything that we're doing today is for you. Like literally, the whole essence of why we're talking about this today is literally for you. So all you need to do is sit back and and relax like the VIP that you are. Literally, just sit down, relax, and listen. That's all you need to do. You don't need to carry your laptop to replicate alongside with me. It's just a 2-hour session. All right. All you need to do is just listen and soak it in, everything in. All right. So number 4 is that we have a special offer for you, and number 5 is the Tenalytics Growth Internship Program. The Tenalytics Internship Program, and this has been very immersive in helping our people. People that have gone through analytics get their foot into the door, and I'm going to explain more about that when we get to that area. So this is the process we're going to go through today, or this is the flow rather that we're going to go through today. Build a dynamic and interactive stock analysis dashboard in Power BI. We'll talk about the pathways becoming a financial analyst. Also, we're going to be talking about remote and tech relocation opportunities. We're going to be talking about the special offer that we have designed for you, specifically for you, tailored for you. All right. And last but not the least, the Analytics Growth Internship Program. That's what we're going to be exploring today. All right. So are we excited to jump straight into the session? Let me see. Put a yeah. If you're ready to get started, put yeah. Let's go. Put a yeah in the chat. Let's see. People are ready to get started. Yes. Yeah. No, yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go. All right. So this is the flow of the session for today, and that's what we're going to be exploring, right? All right. So we're going to need Power BI. And like I said, you're a VIP for this session. You don't need to do anything. You literally don't need to do anything. I just need you to listen. That's all you need to do. You only need to listen. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. So that's exactly what we're going to be looking at today. So you need Power BI. And I've created the link here. Okay. So once you get the material in which you will be getting, if you stay to the end of the session, you'll get the material, you'll get the recording. So all you do when you get the material, if you don't have Power BI installed on your system, all you need to do is click here to watch how to download and install Power BI. Okay, so click here. So I'm gonna show you. So if I click here now, you see it opens up a new page for me. And give me a second. There's an ad. I'm going to skip the ad, and that's it. See how to download Power BI desktop. And you see me on the right corner, top right corner, walking you through how to download and install Power BI. All right, that's all you need to do. So once you get the material, you wait to the end of the session, you get the material, you see this, download and install Power BI, click here to watch, click here, and literally shows you the steps and process you need to go through in order for you to have Power BI installed on your system. All right. Next thing is we need access to NVIDIA. So we're going to be looking at NVIDIA today. And NVIDIA is one of the most, highly valued company at the moment. Okay. That's what we're going to be looking at today. So just going back to my browser, I'm just going to go to, so we're going to go into Yahoo Finance, okay, Yahoo Finance, okay, and I'm just going to go in there. Yeah, so when it comes to stock market analysis, stock market information, Yahoo Finance is actually a very good place to go to, all right? So I have the link here. The link is in here already. All right. But I want to show you how I got that link. Okay. So if you got the material, you can click on the link and it takes you to where we are going to. That's NVIDIA. This is NVIDIA Corporation. All right. So you can see the stock market, you can see the historical prices. So you see historical prices, open, high, low, close, adjusted close, and the volume for that particular day. All right. So you see, this is historical data. So I want to show you how I was able to navigate to get to this level, to get to this particular page. So once you go to your browser and you type in Yahoo Finance, all right, you type in Yahoo Finance, you click on stock markets, you click on the first link you see there, all right, okay, it's going to take you to this, okay. Once you get to this, all you need to do is just, you see here, search for news, symbol, or companies, okay, all right. Click here, and I'm going to look for, so you can see Tesla currently is the one that is there. So even if you want to do the same thing for Tesla, please go ahead. You could do the same thing. But for this class, we're going to be looking at NVIDIA, all right, NVIDIA Corporation, all right. You see that's the first word in there, okay, NVIDIA Corporation. Boom. So now this is giving you summary. Okay. If you want to see the charts, you click here to see the charts. Okay. You see here to see the charts. All right. If you see conversions and if you understand the stock market, you can read all these things to have an understanding of what's happening. But what we need for this session today is historical data. We need historical data. We need this historical data for our analysis. All right. So this is what we need to perform our stock market analysis. Okay. Stock analysis dashboard. Okay. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Okay. So once you have this, okay, once you've gotten navigated to this particular stage of NVIDIA, or if you want to check out another company, fine, you can check out another company. All right. So once I've gotten this, I would launch Power BI. Okay. I would launch Power BI. So just click on the system and search for Power BI. Okay. Once you search for Power BI, you see currently is loading. Okay. Give me a second. It's opening in another screen. Okay, fantastic. All right, so here it is. This is Power BI. Okay, so now we have the data on the web. We have currently have the data on the web. We have the data on the web, but we want to bring the data from the web. This data, the stock information, the stock historical prices. We want to bring this data into Power BI. So the data currently is in the web, is on the web, rather, sorry. The data currently is on the web, but we want to get that data and bring it into Power BI. All right. So you see, when people want to do this normally, all right, okay, what will people do? People will do what? Copy and paste. Okay, people will take this like this, copy and paste it in Excel, or copy and paste. Basically, most times people just copy and paste it. But now, Power BI is such a dynamic tool that it allows you to connect or to get data. It allows you to get data from different places. Okay, it allows you to get data from different places. All right. So I'm going to share the link with you now. Okay, somebody's asking for the link. I'm going to share the link in the chat. Okay. So how do we now get data from the web into into Power BI? So this process is called ETL. Let me explain it. So this is a very important one. All right, I'll explain it in 2 seconds. All right. So the whole process that this takes is what we call ETL. ETL. Have you guys heard of ETL before? Have you guys heard of what we call ETL before? Sorry, I'm looking for my pen. My voice not working. Sorry, give me a second. Just want to change this pen. So have you guys heard of ETL, extract, transform, and load? We have very, very smart people in the house today. We have very smart people. All right. So any other person, at least a lot of people have answered this question, so I don't think there's a need for me to. So for people that have not heard of it before, okay, there's something we call ETL. Okay, something referred to as ETL. Okay. I'm not sure why the pen is not working. I wanted to get my pen so I could write on the screen, but apparently it's deciding not to work. Okay, so something we call ETL. So I'm going to use my PowerPoint to do that rather than I'm going to use the PowerPoint to do that real quick. All right. Okay, so there's a process we call ETL, and it's a very, very interesting process. Okay. All right. It's called ETL. So the E stands for people have never heard of this before. The E stands for extract. Okay. The T stands for transform, to transform something. Okay. And the L, which is the last one, stands for load. All right. Extract, transform, and load. So you see the data currently, the NVIDIA. So we're currently looking at NVIDIA stocks. NVIDIA stocks. Okay. Okay, so this particular data, the stock data, is currently on the web. We have it on the web somewhere. Okay, I'm going to draw it like a web, like a basketball. Okay, if you remember how to draw basketball. Okay, so it's on the web somewhere. The data is currently on the web. But we needed to do our dashboard. Okay, we needed to do our reports. We need to prepare a report. Okay, a stock volume, let's say stock, okay, stock prices, okay, analysis report. Okay, all right. We need to do a report. We need to do a report on the data, on this particular data. Okay, so you see what is sitting in the middle. There's something in the middle. Okay, there's something in the middle, and that thing in the middle is Power BI. So Power BI is the tool, okay, that would allow us to connect to the web, to the website, to that web, okay? And it's also the tool that will allow us to create the report. Okay, so Power BI is the tool that will allow us to connect to the web that contains NVIDIA stocks and also connects, that allows us also to do our stock prices analysis reports. So this is the tool that we need to do, all right, that we're going to be using. All right. Now, the process that we're going to take on, that we're going to embark on is the ETL process. So we're going to extract the first thing that we're going to do. Number one is to extract the data. Okay. The number one thing we're going to do is to extract the data. So the data is on the web. So number one thing that we need to do is to extract. Okay. Number two is we need to transform the data. Okay. We need to transform the data. All right. So when you're talking about transformation, it means you're trying to clean the data. Okay. It basically means that you're trying to clean the data or you're trying to restructure the data. Okay. All right. So if the structure is not good, or if it is structured in a way that it's going to be difficult for you to create your report, you need to restructure the data. Okay. So, and that's just the way it is. So, even take, for example, if you go to the market to buy, you want to cook, you want to make jollof rice, for example, you go to the market, you buy tomatoes, you buy pepper. All right. It means that you've gone to the market to extract the raw materials that you need for cooking. So, jollof rice is the end result that you're looking for. You need to create jollof rice. Okay. All right. You want to cook jollof rice. Okay, that's the end report, which is the same thing as the stock price dashboard you want to create. That's the end result. All right. The data currently is on the web. The food stuff is where is in the market. Okay, the food stuff is in the market. Okay, so you have your tomatoes, you have your pepper, you have your all the things that you need to create your jollof rice. Okay, so you go to the market to extract the data, to extract the materials, to get the materials, okay, raw materials. When you bring them into Power BI, okay, when you bring it to your own house, when you bring it to your house, when you bring in the materials from the market to your house, what do? Okay, you clean it up, you wash them, okay, you wash and clean the materials. So the onions, the pepper, the tomatoes, you clean them. So it's dirty, you have to clean them. It's the same thing. So when you're getting the data from the web, when you're bringing it into, once you bring it into Power BI, you need to clean and restructure. That's cleaning your data. All right. The same way you want to cook jollof rice, you go to buy your tomatoes, your pepper, and other ingredients. Once you get to the house, okay, what do? You wash and clean them. So after washing and cleaning them, what do you now do? You start to create your jollof rice. All right. You start to blend, you start to do your blending, and so on and so forth. All right. So that's the next thing. So once you clean and restructure, what do? You load the data. All right. Then use it to do your analysis. Okay. All right. Use it to do your analysis that would then now become the report. So this is the flow. Do we understand? If you understand, put a one in the chat. Okay. If you understand what we've just explained, put a one in the chat. Just put a one. All right. Fantastic. Okay, just put a number one. Don't worry, it's fine. Okay. Fantastic. That's wonderful. So that's exactly what we want to do. So we understand the process now. So we have the data on the web. Okay. We have Power BI. So we want to extract the data from the web. We want to extract the data from the web. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing now. Okay. So we're just going to go back to Power BI. Okay. All right. So now all I have to do is click on Get Data. Okay. So Power BI is such a powerful tool that it allows you to get data from different places. So I'm going to click on More just for me to show you how the places you can get data from. All right. So Power BI allows you to get data from other sources. So Power BI by itself, there is no data inside Power BI. So the Power BI is usually blank. It's blank. Like currently, there is no data. You don't see any table. You don't see any. You see, there's no table. There is no model. Nothing. It's empty. It's currently empty. All right. So now, how do we bring the data from the web into Power BI? All right. So all you need to do is click on Get Data. You see Web. All right. Web. You see the web here. Click on Web. So you want to connect to a website to extract data from the website. Okay, so once you click on Get Data, you would see Web, click on Web, and it's going to open up URL. You see from Web, Basic is selected, and URL. All you need is the URL. All right, so I'm going to go back to my browser, okay, and this particular page, okay, I'm going to go to the top where I have the link, okay, where I have the link. This is what I need. This is the URL. This is the URL. So I'm going to copy this, Control C to copy. I'm going to highlight and copy. Copy the URL, okay? All right, and I'll come here to paste it, okay? And I'll click on OK. And I'll click on OK. So what Power BI will do for me, so Power BI is doing the extraction process for me, just like I explained it. So the data is on the web. The first thing I need to do is to extract the data from the web. Okay, so that's what I want to do now. So it has given me a couple of data that it has seen on the website. Okay, so once I clicked on OK, it's giving me a couple of data that is currently available, a couple of tables that are available on that particular web page. Okay, so number one, let's say the first one, fantastic. The first one is actually the what I was looking out for. So table one, date open, high, low, close, all right, adjusted close and volume. So you see the data, this data here, I'm just going to open my browser again so you can see it. I can show you both of them. Okay, so you see it here, the date is the first one, open, high, low, close, and adjusted close. So those are like the headers. These are the headers. Date, open, high, low, close, adjusted close, and volume. Now let's take a look at what Power BI has done for me. So selecting the first table, okay? You can see it, date, open, high, low, close, and let's say the last one, adjusted close, and also we have volume. So the first table I have there is the exact same thing as what I have over here. It's the exact same thing I have over here. Okay, so all I have to do is, you see it here, transform. All right, so we have extracted the data. The next thing we need to do is to transform the data. The next thing we need to do is to transform the data. So I'm going to click here to transform data. Okay, so you see, this is what we call Power Query. Okay, so we need to do our transformation. This is the first thing that we need to do, transformation. So we've extracted the data from the website. Okay, so you can see how easy it is for you to extract data from the website. Okay, so we extracted data from the website. The next thing that we need to do is to do transformation to clean the data. So when we talk about transformation, it doesn't mean that we're trying to when you hear the word transform, it basically means you're trying to restructure, you're trying to clean the data to make it usable for analysis. Okay. Now, does anybody notice anything from the data? Let me see. Let me test you guys first a little bit. Do you guys notice anything from the data? Anything from the data? All right. Let me see. Do you guys notice anything from the data? Anything? Anybody? Try. I would like to hear what you guys have to say. Hmm? Row 11 is not considered with others, consistent with others. Fantastic. I love that. So that's the first thing Vitalis is saying. All right. So row 11, if you notice, row 11 is messy. It's not correct. Okay. So row 11 has March 05, 2024. It has 0.4 dividend, 0.4 dividend, 0.4 dividend, all through the column, all the rows there, all the columns there have 0.4 dividend, which is not correct. Okay, which is wrong. I'm looking at the open prices. So this particular column is looking at the open price. Okay, open price. So 869.30. These are the prices that they open with, the stock prices. All right. So 0.4 dividend is wrong. Okay, it's something, this is not correct. Okay, this is not supposed to be there. So let's look at the web page to take a look at it. So if you take a look at it, you see it's March 05, 0.4 dividend. So basically, that's the day that the company actually paid dividend. Okay, correct. And you see, it happened a couple of times. Okay, it happened also in December. They paid dividend again in December, 0.4. All right, dividend was paid. So I like that. Another one, September 6th, another dividend. So you see, it happened a couple of times during the year. So you see, what we need to do is we need to clean it. This does not look good. We can't use this for our analysis. This does not look good. All right. It's not consistent with others. So others are just numbers, while this is a text. This is more or less like it's a couple of words, 0.04 dividend. It's not consistent with the price, okay, that we're looking at. So in order for you to take it out, just click on the drop down, okay, the drop down, and unselect the two of them. All right, unselect them, just unselect it. Every other thing is selected, but this 0.04 dividend and this close price adjusted, unselect the both of them. So once you've unselected them, click on OK, and you should have your data clean and proper. All right. The second thing somebody mentioned is the header is not labeled. Fantastic. I love that. So if you look at row 1, all right, row 1 is supposed to be the headers. Row 1 is supposed to be the header. So you see row 1 here that we have here, okay? All right. So row 1 is taking this as row 1 instead of, this should be row 1. This should be our first row. All right. This should be our first row. But Power BI doesn't know. So what Power BI has done is to give the first row as the headers. All right. So dates is supposed to be here. Date is supposed to be inside. Instead of column 1, it's supposed to be date. Instead of column 2, it should be open. Instead of column 3, it should be high. Instead of column 4, it should be low, and so on, all the way to column 7. Column 7 should be what? Can you tell me what should be column 7 be? What should column 7 be? Column 7 should be what? Can you guys let me know? Column 7 should be, can anybody guess what it is? It's a very tight one. Is it too technical? Volume, fantastic. Column 7 should be volume. That's correct. All right. So you see, this first row should be our headers. This first row should be the headers. So, and it's very simple to do. In order for you to do this transformation, it is very simple. All you need to do is click on Home, all right, and click on Use First Row as Headers. That's all you need to do. Use First Row as Headers. Literally just click on Home, move to the right, you will see First Row. Use First Row as Headers. So you see the first row here, we need to transform it and make it the headers. So all you need to do is click first row, just click on it, all right? And you see now you have turned the first row into the header. So now date is the header, open is the header, high is the header, low is the header, close, adjusted close, and volume. Okay, those are the headers. And you see the date, the prices, and so on and so forth, and also the volume over here. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do very quickly is the name of the table. The name instead of table 1, which is very generic, okay, which is very generic, I will change it to the name of the business, the name of the company I'm dealing with. So currently I'm dealing with NVIDIA, okay? That's the name of the business I'm working with, NVIDIA. So all I have to do is click on NVIDIA, type in NVIDIA into the box over here, okay, this box over here, all right, and press enter, okay, and press enter, okay? All right, so that's all I need to do, okay? So once I've changed, I just changed the name, that's all, nothing special, okay? That's all I did. I think that's the last step I took. I can see in the chat. Please repeat the last step. So that's it. I just changed the name. So rather than having table 1 in there, I changed it to NVIDIA, and that's all I did, okay? So once I'm done with, this is transformation. So you can see the transformation that we did. First of all, we removed, all right? First of all, we removed unwanted characters, unwanted data within our data. All right, I removed some data. Okay, so the one that has 0.4 dividend, this stuff, I had to remove them. Okay, from the data sets because it's not what it's against the it's not it's not, it doesn't confirm to the data that we have there. It doesn't confirm with the data that we have there. Okay. Secondly, also I replaced the headers, okay, with the first row. So use first row as headers. That's the second thing I did. The third thing I did was to change table 1 to an actual the name of the company we're dealing with, NVIDIA. So those are the things I have done so far. Okay. So very, very, very straightforward thing. And like I said, once you get the recording of the session, you would be able to do the same thing. You'll be able to replicate these things I've done. You'll be able to replicate it. All right. So once you're done with that, click on close and apply, and you would load the data. That would load the data into Power BI. So you see, currently it is loading. All right. So it has loaded the data into Power BI. So now if I click here where I have the table view, okay? So over here, table view, just click here. You'll see the data that you had in the web just a few minutes ago. The data that was on the web has now been extracted, has now been transformed into this data within Power BI. All right, so you can see the data that existed on the web earlier currently now is in Power BI. Okay, and this is what we're going to be doing using to perform our analysis. Okay, so what do you guys think so far? Okay, so this is exactly what we're going to be doing today. All right, so we're going to be building our report. So we have done the data aspect, extracting the data from the web, transforming the data, and loading the data into Power BI. All right. So now the next thing is for us to just build our dashboard. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new tab. Okay. And I will search for NVIDIA. I want the logo for NVIDIA. Okay. I want the logo. So I just type in NVIDIA logo, okay, PNG. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so I just take NVIDIA, okay? Just search for NVIDIA, click on images. Any one of them you like is your choice at the end. All right, any one of them you like. I'm going to take the first one, right click, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to save the image. All right, I'm going to save the image. All right, so save it and oh, voila, saved. The image has been saved. Okay, so I've saved the image. Okay, so I just Googled NVIDIA logo PNG. PNG basically means portable network graphics. Okay, basically means no background. Okay, so you see this one has a white background. So you see this as a white background. Okay, you see this as a white background. Okay, all right. But you see the one that has a PNG doesn't have a white background. It has this polka dots background. Okay, so that's what we've done. So that's why I just added PNG. So I have a logo that doesn't have any white background. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, all you need to do is click on insert. Okay, I'm going to click on image because I want to insert their logo. I'm doing the analysis, I'm analyzing their stock prices, so I need to bring in their logo so that most people that are going to be looking at the reports will know that, oh, this is an NVIDIA stock analysis. Okay, all right, so I'm going to click on image. All right, I'm going to click on download and I'm going to click on NVIDIA stock, the logo I downloaded, and I'm going to click on open. Okay, and that's the logo in there, NVIDIA. Okay, all right, and that's all. That's all I need to do. Okay, all right. So somebody's asking, can the record? Yes, the session is recorded. Like I said, you wait till the end of the session, you get access to the recording, you get access to the material, you get access to everything. So all you need to do is just listen and wait till the end of the session. You get everything. Like I said, the session is going to be for 2 hours maximum. Okay. And I'm going to be doing that for 2 hours, just going to be for 2 hours. All right. So once I've done this, okay, I also need like a title for my dashboard so that people know exactly what I'm trying to do. So I'll click on insert, I'll click on text box, okay? So I'm going to say stock volume analysis. That's what I would like to do. Okay, volume. Okay, price of volume. It doesn't matter. I could do anyone price and volume analysis. Okay. Dashboard. Okay. All right. So I would highlight this. I would bolden it. I want it to be bold. Also, I want to increase the font size to probably like a 16, okay, or maybe 14 rather, okay. And that's it. That's all I need to do. Center alignment, probably center align it. So I have it there, okay. And I think this is pretty much okay, to be honest. Like it's just something very, quick and easy that you could replicate on your spare time. All right. So we're going to be looking at NVIDIA. I created this. This is just a text box. So click on insert. Once you click on insert, you'll be able to do both of them. Okay. So once you click on insert, you'll be able to bring in the image, which is NVIDIA, which is the logo, and also text box. This is what we have here. So that's using just one insert. You'll be able to bring in the text box and the image that we're going to be using for the session. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is very simple. All right. We're going to start to build our dashboard. Okay. So let's create our first visualization. Let's create the first visualization. All right. I'm going to be using a line chart. Okay. I'm going to be using what we call a ribbon chart. So the ribbon chart is very similar to the line chart. It shows you trend. Okay. It shows you trend. So I'm going to do the visualization and I would like to know what you think about this visualization. All right. I would like you to tell me what you observe from the visualization. So I'm going to click on the ribbon chart. So just click the drop down. I'm going to do it again for people that might, not see what I did. So once you come to the top here, once you come to the home tab, you would see visualizations. Okay. You see all these visualizations. Click the drop down. All right. And this is what we're using, ribbon chart. So the ribbon chart, like I said, it's the same family as the line chart. If you know the line chart, it's the same thing. So anytime you're trying to visualize trend, you're trying to visualize anything that has to do with time series. Okay, you want to visualize things that happen in January against February, March, August, so on and so forth. You use a line chart to show a trend. Okay, so I want to show you a trend, and I want you to tell me what you see from the trend. So I'm going to click on the ribbon chart. All right, and I'm going to take it down here. Okay, and I'm going to just enlarge it so you can see it very well, very well. Okay. All right. So what I want to visualize is I want to visualize that, like I said, first thing I want to visualize is a trend. So when you see a trend, when you're talking about a trend, you're looking at the dates. Okay. So once we have dates in our data, so our data comes with a date. So you see this is date here. So I can see it in March, February, January, December, November, October, so on and so forth. So there's a trend. Okay. So I want to see that trend. Okay. So I'm going to click on date. Okay. So now you see date has been added, but date is coming in with year, quarter, month, and day. Okay? Year, quarter, month, and date and day. I don't need the day. I'll take out the day. Okay? I'll just leave it. I want to see it on a monthly basis. I want to see it on a monthly basis. Okay? So I'll just do it. Maybe one year, a month is okay for me. All right. If you want quarter, you could leave the quarter. Okay, let's leave the quarter. Let's just leave it quarter. So you see how everything works out one after the other. All right. All right. So all I did was to just so you see it here, day, this is the year, the quarter, and the month. So now on my y-axis, I'm going to bring in two things. I'm going to bring in the open, okay, the open price. I'm going to bring in the open price. Open price. All right. Now, this is a sum of open price. This is a sum of open price. Okay? Should it be a sum or should it be an average? That's a very interesting question I would like to ask you guys. Should it be a sum or should it be an average? Should it be sum? Okay? Should it be a sum or should it be average? What should it be? Let me ask you guys. So currently, okay, currently we have open, we have sum of open. All right, should it be a sum or should it be an average? Average, everybody's selecting average, and that is very interesting because I've done the session a couple of times, and most people usually go with sum. Most people, I'm not saying it's correct, most people go with sum. But you guys are selecting average, and I would like to know why you're selecting average. I want to know if you know the reason why you're using average. Does anybody want to answer? Just raise up your hand. I would like you to answer that question. If you are confident in, you know the reasons why you are selecting average, I really want to know why. Okay? I really want to know. I really want to know. Just raise up your hand. I know you guys can't unmute yourself, so you might have to want to raise up your hand so you see it. Okay? All right. So, anyways, I don't think anybody's raising up their hand, but you guys are correct. Average is more informative, like Ayobami has said. The average gives you a glance what the open price is. Fantastic, Ayobami also. Vitaly's average, Augustina average, fantastic, beautiful. So let me explain to people that don't understand. So you see, the stock market opens Monday to Friday. Monday, I'm just going to use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It opens during the weekdays, okay? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, okay? Now, it is the same company. It's the same company, okay? So on Monday, when they trade, okay, what was the open price when they started that day? When they started Monday, okay, what was the value of that company at that day? Okay, let's say it was 200. Let's say it was 200. They opened it on Tuesday. On Monday, I mean, sorry. On Tuesday, let's say that's the same company is now what? Is now valued at let's say 210. Okay. All right. Wednesday, it drops to 190. All right. Thursday, open. We're looking at all open prices. These are all open price. Okay. All right. Thursday, it maybe increases to 250. Okay. Friday, it increases, it drops back to 205. Okay. So it's the same company, all right? It's the same company, valued at 200 on Monday, valued at 210 on Monday, valued at 190 on Wednesday, 250 on Thursday, and 205 on Friday. So now, if you do a sum, if you do a sum of these numbers, if you do a sum of these numbers, quickly, let's see if I can quickly do this. This is all five, okay? This is 14, this is 15, okay? Carry one, drop it here. 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. This is 10,005. Would you say, what does this 10,000, what does 1,055, what does it mean? What does 1,055, what does it mean? Does it mean that the total price, the total open price for NVIDIA for this week is 1,005, 1,055? It makes no sense. You're summing up all, it's the same company. Okay, it's the same company. It's just that the prices are fluctuating. Okay, the prices are fluctuating. Okay, what they call it? The price on Monday was 200. On Tuesday it was 210. Wednesday was 190. So it's the same company. Okay, it's the same company. It's just the same price. It's the same price. It's just demand and supply that is affecting the same price. All right. So once you do that, this sum means nothing. This does not tell you anything. It doesn't tell you nothing. All right. Rather, if you do the average price, what is the average price? What is the average price? Okay. So that will be, what's the average price would be, simple mathematics would be 1055 divided by 5. Okay, that's the sum of all the prices divided by 5 will give you what? All right, 211. So the average price this week was 211. So the average for the week, all right, I can tell you, oh, among like the average for last week was about 211. So that gives me a more, it's more intuitive to use to say, like, oh, the average price for last week is 211. I'm like, okay, last week was 211. So on average, it ranged between 190 to 250. All right. So the average was 211 for last week. So if I'm going into this week now, I can make a decision that, okay, do you know what? I'll wait for the price that when it gets to like 200 or when it gets to like 205, I'll probably buy. I'll buy into the stock market that particular price. Okay. So, but if you say, oh, the total price for last week was 1,055, what does that mean? What does it mean? That meme that is coming out here and there now. What does 1,055? What does it mean? My brother, all right, so 1,055 really doesn't tell you anything. The sum of stock prices really doesn't tell you anything. All right. But when you do an average, now I know that, oh, last week was 211. Oh, compare week on week. I can start to do my analysis and all that. So that's why we're going to be working with average. Okay. So rather than the sum of open prices, okay, I'm going to click the arrow to the right and I'll change it from sum to average. Okay, all right. And I would also do the close, do the same thing for close. So I've done the one for open. I would also do for close. Okay. So rather than a sum, I'll do what? I'll do an average. All right. So now you see this, I'm going to add some features, very tiny features. I'm going to click on visualization. To the right, you'll see data labels. Okay. It's currently switched off. I'm going to switch it on. Okay. So in 2023, all right, based on the data that we have, the average open is 470, and the average open is 471, and the average close was 470. So from 2023, the average for 2024, which is just January, February, and a bit of March, okay, we already see there's a growth. All right, we see there's a growth. Now, the open for this is 690 and close is 692. Okay. Now, the beauty about Power BI is you can drill down. Okay. So now I have it in here. So this is 2023 and this is 2024. All right. I can drill down to quarter to see it on a quarterly basis. Quarter 1, quarter 4 of 2023, Q1 of 2024. I can even do it by month. Okay, I would like to see it by month. This is actually what I want to see. Okay, so let's see it by month. Okay, so now looking at this, can anybody tell me exactly? Can you see anything? Can you see anything from this? Is there any observation, any slight observation that you can see from this? Can you see any slight observation from this? From this? So you see in October 2023, October 2023, this year, so far from November 2023. So just because of time, I might not be able to. I want to keep it within 2 hours. Okay, there is a growth, fantastic. There is a growth, gradual rise, fantastic, great, great stuff. Okay, I love that. You guys are absolutely awesome. Okay, so you see, since November 2023, the closing price has been above the opening price. There's that growth that you guys are talking about. That's what you're looking at. All right. So the opener, it was the same thing in November, 475, 475, the average price for that for the month of November. The average was 475, 475. So very, very, very close to one another. Or they are the same thing, literally. All right. So in December, 480 to 481, there was another growth in December. January, the open price was the open price was 559, all right, and the close was 563. All right, same thing in February, 424, grew again to 726. 877 in March, then it closes at 879 on average, it closes. All right, so you see, the only in October you had the closing price was less than the opening price. So what they closed with was 449, but what they opened for that month was on average was 416. All right. So you see, there's been growth November, December, January, February, March. So there's been a growth so far when you're looking at Nvidia stock. All right. Now, if you don't do this kind of analysis, if you don't do this, all right, how do you want to tell? How do you want to see this looking at this data, just looking at the raw data? See how we have turned the data that we had initially on the web, we started to use it for visualization and storytelling. Okay, so that's where your skills in analytics, that's where it comes in. Analytics, using it for financial analysis and all that. That's where it comes in. So even looking at the data, the raw data itself, you really can't tell what was the average open and close it last month, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You really cannot tell. All right. Okay. So that's where it comes in. All right. You using analytics. So I'm going to create another. Let me just format this. I'll format this so that I'm going to be copy and pasting. So I don't like one thing about what makes it faster for you to build your own reports in the future is format the first one and copy and paste. That's the best way to do it. So what I'll do is click on the visualization and I'm going to add the size and style. I'm going to click on size and style. Background, I'll leave it alone. Visual border, I'm going to turn it on. Okay, visual border, I'll turn it on. The title of the report, I'm going to work on the title. Okay, so size and style. So give me a second. Title. So this one would be average open and close. Okay, so I'll just say it's average open and close by year, okay, year, quarter, and month. Okay, year, quarter, and month. Okay. I would also change the font size is okay. The text color, I'll probably change it to white. Background, because I'm dealing with NVIDIA, I would use a green color. I would use a very green color. Okay, I'll use a green color, very deep green. Okay, that's what NVIDIA is, maybe a slightly lighter green. Okay, all right. So what else did I do? I'm going to also work on the color. So blue and blue, this is two blue. So this is royal blue, and this is sky blue or blue. They're both blue, but it doesn't match the NVIDIA logo, which is green. So I'm going to change it to green anyways. So I'll click on ribbon and you see the colors for open, average open is blue, I'll change it to a light green. Okay, I'll change it to a light green. Okay, I'll just change it to a light green. Okay, all right. Then for close, I'm going to change it to a dark green. Okay, dark green. All right, and that's it. So I'm just working with the colors for the brand, for the organization itself. So rather than just working with any colors, I'm just choosing my own colors to match the reports that I'm trying to build. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the first visualization. Okay, I'll copy and paste it. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. The reason why I'm copying and pasting is very simple. All right, it's very simple. Like I mentioned earlier, it makes you build your report a lot faster. So rather than you always formatting your report here and there, you can easily just build your report. You can easily just, copy and paste and adjust the formatting. Okay. So for this one, I'm just going to click this and I would unselect all the things that are selected. Okay. So what I want to build this time around, I want a line chart, an area chart rather, area chart. Okay. All right. And I'm going to be looking at volume, also a trend of volume. Okay. I'm drilling down. I just want the month, the year, the month, or just year, month is what I need for this one. All right. So instead of sum of volume, okay, rather than sum of volume, I would also be looking at the average volume for that month. So you see, in 2023, at least based on the data that we have, I'm just going to drill down to the month for monthly for the month. All right. So you see, on average, October was 45 million on average. All right. The trading volume for that day was 45 million. All right, in October on average. In November was 44 million. Okay. All right. In December was 37 million. There was a dip. You can see the dip. But you see, from January all the way to March this year, the volume has been ridiculous. All right. 46 million, 55 million on average per day. And yeah, we have 65 million. All right. So you see, there has been an uptick in the volume, people transacting, people buying and selling Nvidia stocks, okay, has increased exponentially in the last couple of months. Okay, so 45 in October, 44 in November, December was 37. There's a big dip in December. But you see, boom, January, February, March, there's been an uptick, a huge uptick. All right. So those are the things that you see building analytics, using analytics for your report. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'll do a little bit of formatting. The blue color is not what I'm looking for. I'll click on lines. Okay. Color. Instead of blue, I'm going to use a thick green so it can show me very well. Also, this average volume, I honestly don't need it. Okay, average volume on the left here. All right, I don't need it. So I'm going to come to the y-axis. The title for the y-axis, I'm going to switch it off. Okay, for the x-axis, also the title, I'm going to switch it off here. Okay, same thing for this one, x-axis. I'm going to switch it off. All right, that's all. All right. So now this is the average volume per year. Okay, so I'll change the title for this one also. Title would now change to average volume by year and month. Okay. Average volume. Volume by year and month. So I don't need quarter anymore. By year and month. Okay, that's it. All right. So you see everything is coming together already, gradually anyways, okay? And that's basically it, okay? You can keep building your reports. And like, just to reiterate what I said last time, okay? Just to read, how can we switch between sum and average total? So it's very simple. Once you click on your visualization, you click on this icon, okay? All right? You'll see average over here, you see the arrow. So this arrow gives you aggregation, Okay, so from that drop down, you can select sum, average, minimum, maximum, and all the things that you want to do. So you see, one thing most people don't understand is they feel like in order for me to become an analyst, okay, I need to be good with mathematics. Okay, I need to be very solid with mathematics. That's another very major misconception. You don't have to be great in mathematics, and that's because you have a tool like this, Power BI, that will do all the analysis for you. All you need to know is where to click. So now, if today now I ask you what is 1555251, I call the number multiplied by 5,377. You really can't do that mathematics yourself. I don't think there's just a handful of people that can do that maths off the top of their head. What would you use rather? You would use a calculator. Do you know how to use a calculator? Yes. Do you know how to switch it on? You know how to type in those numbers. You know how to click on the multiplication sign. You know how to get the total after that. You know how to use a calculator. It's a tool. So becoming an analyst, for example, financial analyst, okay, like what we're doing today, is just knowing where to click on. And that's the reason I love that question. Why? All right. Why? How can I get no, that's not the question. All right. What's the question again? How can you switch between sum and average? So if you know, you don't have to be a Google to know where to click on. So once you click on that arrow, okay, aggregation, average, you see sum. If it's sum you want, you do the sum. Okay, sum of volume. Okay, that's the sum of volume all trading month. All right. If you want to do the average, which you're looking at average, I'm looking at average, and that's basically what I have there. All right. Now, for other kinds of analysis, okay, and I'm going to just bring in something in, which is a filter. I would click the drop down, and I'll select the filter. Okay, and I'll inside the filter, I'll bring in the date. Bring in a date. Okay, bring in the date. All right, and I'll bring it here somewhere so that people can select the dates that they want. So if I'm looking at, let's say January and February this year, for example, I want to see what has happened in January and February this year. I'll click the calendar, all right, and I can go to January 2024, select the calendar. Also click the calendar. I just want February 29. So basically, this is what's happened from January to February 2024. Okay. And I can also drag. So if I want to include December, okay, I can just drag it to where I see 1st of December. Okay, so you see December, January, and February. If I want to take it all the way to what I call November, same thing. Drag and get your November. Okay, so it's drag. You can either take the drag, okay, or you can actually use the calendar, the default calendar that comes with your filter. Okay, so very easy dashboard. We're almost done. Okay, the last part of it is going to be the easier, not necessarily easier, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. All right, I'm looking for a border, visual border, turn on the visual border. Okay, all right. All right, so I think that's just about it. Okay, fantastic. So we have this now. All right. The next thing I want to do is I want to know what happened this month versus what happened last month. Okay. So you see, my average this month is 65 million. My average last month was 55 million. Okay. All right. I want to know, I want to calculate the growth rate. I want to calculate what was the percentage growth. All right. Did we grow by 20%, 30%, 50%, 100%? I want to be able to calculate that. Okay. All right. So that's what I want to do next, very quickly. Okay, very quickly. That's what I want to do next. And this is where I'm going to introduce you to what we call measures. Okay, so as a data analyst, okay, as a financial analyst, rather, as a financial analyst, there's something we call measures. Come in, give me a second. There's something we call measures. So in order for you to do your calculations in Power BI, okay, you need measures. Okay, you need measures. So now take, for example, I want to calculate the average for this month. I want to calculate the average for this month. I can see 65 million. All right. But I want another visualization. More or less, they call it a card. Okay. It's called a card view. It's more or less like a signboard. Okay, so it's easy for the people that are going to see your report to know exactly what you've done. So a card is what we're looking for. All right. So I want to create the first one, average for this month, average for the current month. Okay. Okay, average for the current month. So I'm just going to right click on NVIDIA and I'll click on new measure. Okay. All right. So this measure, when you're working with Excel, you can easily write formulas in Excel equals to sum, open bracket, F1 plus F2 divided by F3. You can do all those things you want to do. All right. So functions, you see when you're writing Excel, when you're working with Excel, you can write functions in Excel to do your analysis. Okay. The same thing with Power BI, but we don't call it functions and all that. Okay. We call it DAX. So it's referred to as DAX. Okay. So in Power BI, they call it, instead of formulas and function, they refer to it as DAX, which basically means data. Okay. It also means analysis. Okay. Okay. And X stands for expressions. Expressions. Okay. Okay. The E is a small letter, so the X is the keyword there. So DAX, data analysis expressions. Okay. All right. So we use DAX in Power BI rather than functions or formulas. So you still have functions and formulas, okay? But we don't call it functions and formula. We refer to them as DAX, data analysis expression. So now what I want to calculate for this one is the average, all right? The average close for the month. The average close for the month. So there's a DAX I have created there. So this is how a DAX looks like. Okay, so this is the DAX for this particular formula. So the average close for the current month. So today is March, we're in March. Okay, we're currently in March, and we want to calculate what the average close for this month is. So from March 1st to March 15th, what has been the average close for this month so far? Okay, I'm not looking at every other year, all right? I'm just looking at the average close for this particular month. So I'm going to press enter, all right? And it's going to do that. It's going to do the calculations for me. All right. So once you get yours also, I will give you access to the formulas and so on and so forth. And you'll get to see how to work it out. I'll also show you a very easy way to generate these formulas. Rather, let me just show you. Let me quickly show you. I think that's part of the fun of the session. And beauty of working with AI now as a data analyst. So I'm just going to go to my browser. Okay, I'm going to show you how to easily generate your so let's go to ChatGPT. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to be looking at is, let's say I want to calculate this current month. Okay. I want to do the DAX for this current month. I'm going to get the data from the stock market. I'm just going to get a sample. I'm not getting everything. I'll just get like the first couple of rows, 5, 6 rows. Okay. All right. I'll copy it. I'll come to ChatGPT and I'll be like, I have a data set like this table below. Okay. And will need you to write some that. Okay. Some DAX for my analysis. Okay. So I'm going to give the table so that table I requested. So the table I asked for. So you said, I said, I have a data set like this table below. So this is the table. I will need you to write some DAX for my analysis. I'm not writing one DAX. I'm writing a couple of DAX. I'm going to click on enter, send message. All right. So it's going to tell you what specific analysis or calculations are you looking to perform with the data set. Are you interested in calculating moving average, volatility, and something else? That's not what I'm looking out for. So I'm currently looking out for what is the average for the current month. Okay, calculate, or let me just say write that that will calculate the average for the current month. The average what? Average, I'll say average price. Okay. Let's just say average, let's we're dealing with volume, so let's just work with volume. All right. Average volume for the current month. All right. So, and you see, it has written it for you already. So average equals to calculate average table, the volume, the filter table, where the year equals to year today, and today equals to today. All right, months of today. All right, and that has done. All you need to do is just copy the DAX and use it within your report itself. All right. So it's as simple as that. So what I'm going to do now is just once you can use most times, yeah, this is what has made it easier for us to work faster. So before you would likely spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to write the DAX. Okay, you see, and this is why a lot of people run away from becoming data analysts because they feel this thing is too technical for them to remember how to write the DAX. But now you can actually use tools like ChatGPT to write your DAX more efficiently, faster. You see, I wrote this under a minute. Okay. All right. So the tools like AI or tools like ChatGPT, rather, that's literally in tune to make your work faster as an analyst. Okay. So rather than you spending 30, 40 minutes trying to think about the logic of creating a function or creating the DAX expression for it, you can actually do that yourself. You could actually use ChatGPT to get the results faster and more efficiently. All right. So I've calculated the average close. So it's not close, it's also the volume, average volume for the current month. So it's volume. All right. Average volume for the current month. Average volume for the current month. So I'm looking at volume. I'm going to press enter. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to home and I'm going to click on my visualization. I'm going to be using this card view. Okay. Card. I'm just going to resize it to the top here. Okay. I'm going to resize it. Okay. I need four of these cards. So I'm going to resize, copy and paste and ensure that they are the same size. Okay. All right. I'll do that later. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to drag in the average for the volume, average volume for the month. And you see 65.10. All right. You see it's matching up what I have here. 65, 65. So the average volume for current month. All right. Average volume for the current month. So it's there. You see it here. Written in bold. Average volume, current month. I'm going to apply the visual border. Okay. So you can see it. All right. So I also want to get the one for previous month. All right. I want to get the one for the previous month. The reason why I need that of the previous month is I want to calculate if I had a growth or if I had a decline. Okay. I want to see if there was a growth or there was a decline from this month. So when I do my report, when I'm looking at my report, or whoever is going to be looking at the report would likely be looking at it, and I want the person to be able to decode from looking at the data currently. Have we grown from last month, or has there been a decrease from last month? All right, in terms of volume. So I will also write another DAX. Okay, I'll write another DAX that will calculate for the previous month. Okay, that will calculate that of the previous month. Okay, so you see this is average volume, okay, for previous month. How do you do this again? So people might be asking, if I want to do this by myself, how can I do it easily? Fantastic way to do it is using ChatGPT. So if I can just copy this one, all right, and okay, so this is current. How do I write the DAX that will calculate the average volume for the current month? I'll change it to previous month for the previous month. So write a DAX that will do that for me. And you see it here, average volume previous month, and that's giving you the formula based off the data, based on this data that I provided, which is the NVIDIA stock market prices. So ChatGPT has given me the price, has given me the formula, and that's the same. That's literally, you could just copy it and use it in your analysis. All right. So now this, I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to drop this here. Okay, and change it from current to previous. Average volume previous month. Okay, average volume current month, average volume previous month. So you see they are matching 65 million for the current month, 55 million for the previous month. So you can see they are matching currently. They are matching. So the next thing I'm going to do is a growth. I want to know, was there a growth or was there a decline? Did we grow? If we grew, what's the percentage growth rate? What's the percentage growth? So if I'm talking to stakeholders, I can say that, oh, last month we grew by 40%, we grew by 10%, we grew by 25%. I want to call, I want to talk financially, okay? Or based on the analytics that we have done so far. So the next one we're going to do is another measure, and we're going to measure what? The growth rate, okay? Growth rate, okay? All right. So this is the growth rate. All right. Average close. This will be volume. Okay. All right. I'm just going to make adjustment to this. So instead of volume, it's supposed to be volume. Okay. All right. And last but not the least is also volume. Volume. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to copy this, paste it, move it down here. Okay. And I'm going to change it to growth rate. I'm going to take out what is in there at the moment and I'll change it to growth rate. So this is 18%. This is not, I'll change this from it. It's currently 0.18. So I'll change it from 0.18. I'll click on growth rate and you see percentage. Click on percentage. All right. So it's actually 17.56%. So now looking at the data, looking at what we did last year, looking at what we did this month, looking at this month as against last month, we have grown by 70%. So Nvidia stocks, all right, looking at the average volume, okay, has grown by 17, almost 18%, okay, from what we did last month. So the average for last month was 55 million. The average for this month so far is 65 million. And what? The growth, we've grown by what? 18%, 17.56%, which is roughly, it's not close to 18%. It's never the same as 18%. So it's 17.56%. Okay. All right. Don't approximate the percentages, especially when you're dealing with financials. You don't approximate the percentage. All right. 0.1 is significant. 0.01 is still significant. All right. So don't round it up. So when you have 17.56, 17.56. All right. So the last thing I want to do is what is the maximum volume ever? Okay. Let's say what's the maximum volume this year so far? Okay. What's the maximum volume this year? So January, February, March. What has been the maximum volume? What's one day that people traded the most? What's the maximum volume we got? All right. So I want to know also is another key information I need to know as an investor or as as a stakeholder. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that also. I'm going to create another measure that will calculate the maximum volume this year. That will calculate the maximum volume this year. All right. So I'm going to paste it here and press enter. So if you're asking, how do I do this again? Like the same thing. All right. You will do what? How do I calculate max volume this year using DAX? Okay, and it's going to do the same thing for you. Literally, get you the fastest way to do it. So a lot of people might feel like, oh, it's going to make me lazy, right? But honestly speaking, there's nothing like lazy. It's just like, and I usually use this assumption most times for people that are not pro AI. Okay, so AI is not supposed to steal your job. AI is supposed to make your job faster, more efficient. Now, I work with a lot of organizations, and I work same time with these organizations. In meaning that, all right, these people need something from me. These people need something from me. I need to create something for these people. I also need to create something for these people. And I still have the same, let's say I work normal time, I work within the same, and they need, let's say they need it within the same 2 hours. Okay, company A needs me to do this, company B wants me to do this, and they need me to achieve that within 2 hours. They don't know. They are all both independent. They don't know that I'm working for these two organizations. All right. So now, how do you think I'm going to achieve that fast to be able to do what I need to do quickly? All right, as a tech professional, it's using tools like ChatGPT. All right. So if I want to create, rather than if I want to create, let's say I'm creating a report for NVIDIA, this report, and I'm creating that same report, another report for Google, what would I do? Would I have to start cracking my head to be doing all this, getting the data correct and all that? I would rather use AI to work faster and more efficient. Okay, so the task of 2 hours, I can actually break it down to like 30, 40, 1 hour. Okay, and be done with it within 1 hour. All right, and move on to other things. So if at this point in time you still feel like AI is going to take your job, you really don't, you probably deserve AI to take your job. All right. The only people AI is not, the only people that are at risk at the moment of AI taking your job is people that don't know how to leverage, people that don't know how to use it. That's the key thing that you need to know today. All right. So AI is supposed to make your work faster, more efficient. All right. That's exactly what we are doing today. So rather than we creating these formulas ourselves from scratch, and going through so many errors in order for us to get the right answer, we could always easily just use ChatGPT and it gives us the right answer, or run through several iterations to get what we're looking for. All right. So once I press enter, it has given me max volume this year. So let's take a look at it real quick. I'm going to copy this, paste it, move it to the side. All right. And I'm going to just take out what I have there and I'll change it to max volume this year. 113 million. 113 million. So the average so far this year has been 55, has been 46, 55, and 65 million. The average this year so far has been 45 in January, 46 in January rather, 55 in March, in February, and 65 in March. Okay. So that's exactly what we've done so far, okay? And I'm sure you still want to know so many other things, okay? But I'll allow you to do one more thing. This will be like a take-home assignment. What month, what month, what month did we have this max volume? What month? Okay, this is this year. So January, February, March, okay? The average so far has been 46, 55, and 65 million respectively, all right? Now, the maximum this year so far is 113 million. 113 million so far this year. Now, maybe I should ask you, what month did we generate this volume? How do you detect it? Can anybody tell me what process would I need to do? What would I need to do? Do I need to create a formula? Do I need to create a visualization? What do you think I need to do? Let me ask you. What do you think I would need to do to get this information? Do I need another formula or do I need to create a visualization? Okay, because of time, I'm going to answer real quick. A visualization, no. Well, I would need to create a visualization, no doubt about that. But I actually need to create a formula, okay? I can just go to the same ChatGPT and tell it to calculate the month with the maximum volume. All right, month with the maximum volume. So quickly, I'm going to just show you. All right, I'm just going to show you formula. Okay, and new measure. Okay, I'll paste it here and I'll press enter. Okay, so the month with the maximum volume. Okay, the month. Let's find out what the month is. So I would. I'll just get. Okay, I'll copy and paste. I'll remove what I have there and I would select the month with the maximum volume. So the month with the maximum volume is March 2024. All right. So this 111 million, the month with the maximum volume it happened in March. All right. It happened in March. If you want the exact day, there is also the formula that you could use to get the exact day that that particular thing happened. All right. So for this one, I'm just going to background. Okay, sorry. I'm just going to All right, title, turn it off, category label, turn it off, size, background color, take it off, visual border, take it off. Okay, font size, the font size, I want to reduce the font size to maybe like a 12 to make it small. So I can just put it at the top here so that people will see that, oh, this maximum happened March 2024. March 2024. All right. So you see, from data on the website, from a rough data, I would say from this data that you just got from the website, all right, we're able to do what? ETL, extract, transform, and load it into Power BI, all right, and then we used it for our analysis. Okay, so we did a bit of more complex analysis, current average volume this month, average volume last month, what is the growth rate, what's the maximum, and so on and so forth. So looking at this data, looking at the raw information, looking at the raw data itself, you really can't tell so much story. You can't tell so much story with the data that you have in there. You can't. It's impossible. If I tell you what's the maximum in January this year, you literally will be looking. You'll just be looking and you'll be trying to figure out what the main issue or what the answer will be. All right. But looking at this now, it's easy for you to just select. It's easy for you to drag, and everything responds. So if you're looking at January this year, January to today, to the most recent, so January 2024, 1st of January 2024, all right, all the way to this month. So January to February. You can see that, okay? If you just want January and February. So I have January, okay, and I have till the end of February. So 29th of February, I can use the calendar, select it easily, okay? So the maximum between January and February was 87 million, all right? The maximum, the maximum in January, all right, between January and February was 87 million. And that's exactly what you need to do, all right? So those are the things that you enjoy. So let's see, okay, let's see one month that happened. Okay, January to February 20. Okay, boom, boom. You have everything in there. Easy, easy peasy, easy peasy. All right. So that's basically it. How do you calculate the things like earnings per share, okay, and all those things. So you need more information about that, okay? More information. This is just looking at the price, okay? So the information that you have here, you're only limited to what you have here. The open price, the high, you have what do you call it, the low, close. So these are just stock prices, okay, in terms of how when they open on the trading, when they open for trading for today, tomorrow, next week, and so on and so forth. So this is just looking at the price. So when you're looking at earnings, you need more information about earnings. Okay, so like the financials now, you can start to do that with the financials. So if you go back to the data, you click on financials, you see all the cost breakdown. So total revenue, okay. So total revenue for this is on 31st of January, okay, 31st of January 2023, okay. This is looking at the 1st of January for the last how many years, okay? All right, for the last 4 years. So total revenue, cost, gross profits, operating expenses broken down into research and development, selling general and administrations or whatever it is there. Operating income, you have the net income and so on and so forth. So you can start to do more analysis with this. So you see, this is where you now come in. This is the income statement. You have the balance sheets that you have over here. Okay. All right. So looking at this now as a financial analyst, you can start to extract the data from the web and start to do your own personal analysis. And even the same thing as cash flow. So you have the income statement, you have the balance sheet, and you have the cash flow. So today we dealt with just the historical data, all right, in which the data is in there. All right, but if you're looking for more financials, like you want to do your earnings per share, you want to do any form of valuation and so on and so forth, scenario analysis and all right, you can actually do that using the financials and so on. All right. I can do more analysis. The data is on the web. So meaning that the way we brought in that data, the way we brought in data for our analysis is the same way you can bring it for that also, and you can get it done. All right. So this is our very simple and straightforward dashboard, okay, for beginners looking to get started in financial analytics. This is just a very simple, quick and dirty report that you could build. The data was on the web. We extracted the data, we transformed the data, and we loaded it into Power BI. Then we used it for our analysis, stock price and volume analysis. Okay. So you see, that's the beauty about analytics. And really, that's what we talked about today, where data meets finance. So it's not just about finance anymore. It's about how can you build analytics around finance? And that's exactly what we're talking about today. So, financial analytics is 100% online. All right, 100% online, the training program, just the same way you're currently on your bed, or looking to get, you're just chilling somewhere at the moment. It's 100% online. And you could do it from anywhere in the world. All right. So the sessions are hands-on practical, just like what we did today for today's session. We see just roughly about 1 hour session, almost 2 hours roughly. Okay. All right. We're able to go through that practical session, and that's exactly what you do in the class. And you have more advanced, more technical case studies that you get to work on, and I'll share that with you as we go on. Okay. Lifetime access to the materials and experts. So people that are going to be working with you, people that are going to be training you, you would have lifetime access to these people. You will get over 16 classes with over 40 topics that will be taught. Okay. The average salary of a financial analyst in the UK currently is £42,000 per annum, £42,000 per annum. And I will show you, literally, I'll go online and I will show you some roles in the UK, all right, that's definitely, and even the guys in the US, the guys in Canada, and the guys looking for remote jobs. I'm going to show you, don't worry, okay? When we get to the job market aspect, I'll show you. All right. And at the end of the training program, you would have added over 6 projects to your portfolio. We're going to help you with job visibility. All right. In terms of you getting a job, would help you achieve that. At the end of the training program, you would also get an industry certified relevant certificate. The training program is for 2 months plus, and you get 1 month free virtual internship. 1 month free virtual internship. And this is the progression you're going to go through. So you're going to learn problem solving. You're going to learn financial. You're going to learn Excel, Microsoft Excel for analysis, Power BI, and SQL. Now take a look at this here, and I want you guys to see this. So you see from here all the way to SQL. You see, these are core skills of a data analyst. So even after the training program, you could also still work as a data analyst. So you can work as a data analyst because you would have learned problem solving, you would have learned Microsoft Excel, you would have learned Power BI, and you would have learned SQL. So you can do the work of a data analyst, okay? You could do the work of a data analyst, a BI analyst, business intelligence. You could do all that. But now what makes you a lot more sophisticated, a lot more in demand, I would say, all right, is your ability to do what we call financial analytics. Okay, all right, financial analytics. This is now what makes you, more relevant, because the data analyst is just a professional that knows how to analyze data, make insights, generate insight from data, and so on. But you see, there are different domains. Okay, there are different domains. Okay, so for a data analyst to come into the financial space, they need accounting fundamental, financial modeling, financial analysis, valuation, and scenario analysis. So now the key question most people would ask themselves, can a data analyst work as a financial analyst? It's going to be slightly difficult. That's because the data analyst is more or less like a generalist. Okay, it's more or less like a generalist that knows how to analyze data, financial data, people data, any kind of data. Well, that's where domain comes in play. A data analyst would find it difficult to get a job as a financial analyst. But a financial analyst definitely can do the job of a data analyst. Okay. Now, what makes the financial analytics more, how will I put it, more in demand? Not necessarily in demand, more in demand, but more necessarily towards more specialized, okay, is the fact that you're going to learn the key aspects of how to analyze financial data. All right. Now, tell me one company that doesn't have financials. Tell me one company on the planet that doesn't deal with financials. Even businesses that they call non-profits, businesses that we refer to as non-profits, basically they don't care about profits, meaning that they can just spend money anyhow. Okay, all right. They don't care about profit. So what about donations? What about money they get? They want to spend it, but they still need the finance person. They still need the financial analyst. Now, the key question I need to ask you is why do they need a financial analyst? Why would they need it? They need a financial analyst to properly, you know, properly allocate resources, financial resources to the right project, and also track financially, money that has been spent and so on and so forth. So even for a non-profit that doesn't care about profit, that is not profit driven, okay, still needs a financial analyst to track financial aspect of the business itself. And that's exactly what we're talking about. So the financial analytics professional has to learn financial accounting fundamentals background. So even if you're a beginner, okay, you would also still get started. Even if you've never heard of anything finance before, you're on the right track, essentially. Now, the next thing is financial modeling. You learn financial modeling. That's you building an actual business, all right, an actual end-to-end business using numbers, using a model to forecast, to predict if a business is going to succeed or fail, or what will be the profit of the business in the first 5 years, what will be the cost implication, what will be the share, so many things when it comes to finance that you need to understand. All right. Now, the next part is financial analysis. Okay, where you not start to analyze benchmarking, you have to do your benchmarking, you have to do your so many other kinds of analysis that you need to do to analyze financial statement of the business and come up with financial insights for the business itself. Now, next is valuation and also scenario and sensitivity analysis. So now the additional aspect of this training program is what makes you a financial analyst, all right, or a financial analytics professional. Okay, where you can now use analytics. So you learn all the things the data needs to learn. You now start to apply it to the finance space. This is what makes you Sought Okay. So your learning journey, okay, a total of 4 months, okay, total of 4 months, 3 months with project. You still have a project, a capstone project is what we call it. So at the end of the session, you have projects that you work with every class, okay. But at the end also, you still get a capstone project, okay, a capstone project just to all right, a more elaborate and more intensive, immersive experience. You working on a project. Okay. You also get 1 month virtual internship after the session, after the training program has ended. Okay. Virtual instructor-led classes, you learn from industry best. I'll share with you some of the profiles of the people that you're going to be learning with, okay, that are going to be working with you or going to be teaching you in the training program. All right. The classes are on the weekends. So even if you're a busy professional Monday to Friday, you have classes on Saturday. You only have live classes on Saturday. So the live classes happen between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. Okay. And on Sunday, you have the best materials in the world, what we call the Watch Me Do It videos. All right. The Watch Me Do It videos. So you see the Saturday live classes, they are case study based. They are case study based. The reason why they've made it case study based is very simple. All right. All right. From our experience, we've seen that recruiters are more prone to asking questions about what kind of projects you've worked on. So if today you're looking to get a job as a financial analyst or a commercial analyst, okay, they don't really care about if you have a master's or if you have a certification or nothing. They're more concerned about, okay, you say you've worked as a commercial financial analyst before. Could you tell me a time when you have analyzed this, when you've done this? All right. So you see what we call situational based questions. All right. So how do you answer these questions if you don't have any experience or you don't have any project experience? So what we do now is we give you this watch me do it videos to explain. These are more explain and and project based also. So you have explain and project, okay? All right, so you have explain and you have projects to back up that explanation. But the live classes are more immersive case studies, all right, that will give you a holistic perspective of how that thing can be implemented in an actual work environment. So you have about 3 hours to walk through the case study and come up with an analytic solution that would solve that particular problem. And I'm going to share some case studies with you. I'm going to show you some of these case studies. All right. And also, last but not the least, we have recruitment hacks that I'm going to be sharing with you in a few seconds. Okay. All right. So most people think that once you finish financial analytics or you are learning finance, you're in finance, the only job you can do is financial analytics. Most people think this is the only thing they can do. All right. Well, like I mentioned, you could also work as a commercial analyst. You also can work as a data analyst, like I mentioned also. You can work as a cost analyst. You can work as a business analyst in the finance department of any organization. You can work as a financial planning and analysis analyst, what we call FP&A. All right. You can work as a treasury analyst, and you can also work as an investment banking analyst. All right. 1,001 jobs you can actually apply to. Remote, full-time, hybrid situations, whatever the case might be. All right. Now, why should you trade with us? Okay. After all this talking, why should you trade with us? Based off these four things I talked about. Okay. I'm going to talk about. Now, number one is phenomenal achievement helping people get jobs. So, as adults, yeah, all right, as adults, we're not learning new skills for the fun of it. So, as an adult, you don't want to learn a new skill just for you to put it on your profile. Oh, I just got a certificate. It's not necessary anymore. At this time, it's more how can I get a better job? How can I get a better offer? And that's exactly what we have to offer for you. So we have helped over 2,000 people in the last few years of our existence in helping people get jobs in the UK, in the US, in Canada, across Africa, across the world in general. All right. And our achievements speak for itself. So if you don't believe us, I'm going to show you. We have a ton of testimonials that you could actually check at your own spare time. So if you go to our YouTube channel, okay, you go to playlists. I'm going to go to testimonials. We have a lot of testimonials when it comes to people coming back to, I'll play some of these testimonials for you. All right. Some of them are written, but we have a lot of them on video. All right, that you can actually listen to them. All right. So we helped a lot of people get jobs across the world, and that's exactly what we want to achieve. So that's why you should trade with us. That's the first reason why you should trade with us, because we have a good track record. Number two, industry standard facilitators and curriculum. So the people that are going to be working with, people that are going to be training you, are people that have a wealth of experience in the space. Okay, domain knowledge experience, people that have been doing this for years. All right. And there's a popular saying that we're all familiar with, which is follow who know road, follow the person that knows the road. So imagine you trying to get to a destination. All right. You're going to a place for the first time. You'll find it difficult navigating the pathway to get into where you want to get to. All right. Rather, why not seek the help of someone that has been there before? You will likely get there faster in a shorter duration of time, more efficiently, all right, with least resources. All right. And this is the reason why we started analytics, because when we started, yeah, just a little bit of diversion, or all right, when we started, it took us about 2 years to get a job within the tech space. It took us about 2 years. So all the time I was working, doing financial models, building financial model for businesses in Nigeria, so on. All right. I was just doing that freelance. I couldn't get a job. Okay, because I felt some things were missing. Okay. And it took me about 2 years to get my first data related job, or analytics related job rather. Okay. And I keep asking myself, should it? And I ask myself every single day, should it have taken me 2 years to get a job? Okay, within the tech space. And the answer is a big no. Okay, it should have taken me lesser time. And that's because there was nobody there that would have showed me the way to go in order for me to get here faster. All right. So if there was someone that could have told me that if you do this A, B, C, and D, all right, and you'll be able to do exactly that of what you're looking out for, I would have gotten there faster. So essentially, that's exactly where it comes from. So if you're looking to get it started, this is the best place for you because we have a good track record. We have experienced domain knowledge professionals that are going to work with you, and also the curriculum is top notch. Okay. Number three is blended training curriculum. All right, blended training to accommodate every learning type. So we have two types of people. We have the fast learners, okay, and we have the slow learners. Okay. All right. Most times, I will lie to you, I actually fall into the slow learner category. Hence the reason why you should, if you are a slow learner, this is the right place for you because we have built it in a way that to accommodate how can the fast learner, all right, be on the same path with how can the slow learner be on the same path with the fast learner? So what we have done is to accommodate to do that. And how we're able to achieve this is through what we call the Watch Me Do It videos. All right. They are what? Watch Me Do It videos. They are self-paced materials. Okay, self-paced materials. Because majority of the time, from our experience, we've seen that we're a data company. That's one thing you should have at the back of your mind. So everything that we do is data driven. So over the years of we running analytics, we've seen that people are slow learners and they want to sit down by themselves and practice by themselves. So rather than having a live class, okay, people actually want to sit down to practice this by themselves. So you have a live class, you work on a case study, people still want to revisit it and work on it again, all right, in order for them to understand it properly. So most of on average, people need to do that at least once in order for them to understand. Okay. So what we have done is we've incorporated what we call the Watch Me Do It videos. So it's still like a live class, okay, all right. But the only difference is this is self-paced. So you have a case study that is self-paced, like what we did today. Rather than doing everything at a stretch, it is broken down into different categories. Take for example, let's start with extract. How do we extract data from the web? You do that first. You move to the next part. How do we transform? You do that next. So he's giving it to you in piecemeal for you to understand and consume and also digest in a more efficient way. So you see, once you've done this, okay, everybody gets to move at the same pace. So everybody's learning and everybody's moving at the same pace. Hence the reason why we have the blended training curriculum as part of the advantage of you training with us. Okay, and last but not the least, tailored session to position you for success in the job market. So we'll help you with a lot of things, and I'm going to talk about that in the next few seconds. All right. So what I'm going to help you with? I'm going to help you with CV review, LinkedIn optimization, Upwork optimization, navigating the job market, job and interview preparation, and recommendation or what we call reference letter. Okay. So CV review would help you revamp your CV. Oh, I have experience. Oh, I don't have any experience in finance. How can I get started? Don't worry. We'll help you review your CV and get you started. The next is LinkedIn optimization. Majority of the time, you apply for jobs on LinkedIn and you don't get any callback, or you don't even get recruiters reaching out to you via LinkedIn. You need your LinkedIn profile optimized. So when the recruiter goes on LinkedIn and they search, they should see your profile. Okay? All right. Now, when I say when they search, it basically means that if they are looking for a financial analyst, for example, and they search the keyword financial analyst, your profile should appear as one of the recommended. All right. So if you don't get a lot of what we call emails at this time, if you don't get what we call emails, all right, if you don't get what we call emails, your profile is not optimized. Your profile is not optimized. Okay, so you need link optimization in order for you to get more reach to recruiters across the world. Upwork optimization, fantastic place. I'm just going to do that in 2 seconds to show you that these jobs exist. They exist. Okay, so I'm going to go to Upwork. Okay, so for people that are looking to work freelance, Upwork is a perfect place for you to get freelance gigs and so on. All right. So let's take a look at this. Get started. I don't need to get started. I need find work for your skill, find work for your skill. And I'm going to go to F first of all. Okay. So you see, you can work as a financial analyst. I'm going to take a look at that. So this one is a freelance venture capitalist analyst, okay, logistics supply chain, training professional with experience about data, okay, creation of VC-ready financial model, okay, investment banking quality. Like I told you earlier, there are a lot of roles you can take on, as a financial analyst, junior investment analyst, AI investment analyst, and so on and so forth. All right. So that's just there's still more. That's just financial analyst. That's just financial analyst. You could also work as a financial modeler, okay, as a financial modeler. All right, underwriting for retail, cryptocurrency investor, investment advisor, idea valuation, modeling, and you can see the prices in dollars per hour. All right, and you can see there. Okay, so there are a lot of financial modeling gigs that you can actually get from this. Also, you could also work as a data analyst, like I mentioned earlier, so you can get data analyst gigs also. So you see a lot of data extraction specialist, data miner, data analytics freelancer, so data cleaning analyst, data analyst. There's 1,001 places you can actually get gigs to work freelance. I'm going to show you how to optimize your Upwork profile and get access to these gigs. All right. Next thing is navigate to the job market. How do you navigate the job market? Where do I get remote jobs? All right. Where do I get remote jobs? How do I apply for the jobs? And so on would help you achieve that. Now, once you have a good CV, you have a good LinkedIn profile, you know how to navigate the job market, and you're looking to get in a job. Let's say you get an interview. All right, you would likely get an interview rather. So once you get that interview, you need prep because you've never done this before. You never interviewed as a financial analyst. Now, how do you prepare for that financial analytics interview? All right. So that's where we come in to prepare you for the interview. Okay. We prepare you for the interview to get you started. Okay. Get you to know the nooks and crannies that you need to go through in order for you to maneuver the interview process and get the job. So would help you achieve that. Recommendation or reference letter is a very interesting one because most organizations want reference. Okay. So if you've not worked as a financial analyst before and you're looking to get into financial analytics, let's take for example, you are currently working as a uh, healthcare worker, okay, and you're trying to get a job as a financial analyst. How do you get started? You can't use your current company as a reference because you're currently working as an healthcare worker. Now, how do you get reference? That's where we come in. So your experience working through Analytics, working through the training program, working on case studies, building your capstone projects, doing your internship, you can claim work experience doing that. Okay. So you can write your recommendation, reference letter. You're going for your master's, you're going for the PhD, we'll do that for you. All right. Level two is weekly mentorship session, like I mentioned earlier, would help you with weekly mentorship session, bringing people expert from the industry to come and speak to you to get you started in your desired role. And you can ask questions. How did you find it difficult? What are the things I need to do? How do I get a job? Can I get the recommendation from you? All these things and more are the things you get during the mentorship session. All right. On the job support, on the job support. So on the job support is a very interesting one because once you get a job, most times you feel like you're not good enough. There's something we call the imposter syndrome. So where you feel like you're not good enough, like you're not there, all right, and you want to be there. Okay, so what we've done is we've provided this service on the job support services. So once you get a job and you feel stranded, you feel lost on the first couple of weeks, you have training wheels. We are going to be your training wheels to get you started in your desired role. And last but not least, okay, one thing we're guaranteeing this year is interviews. So you go through the training program, you do all the things you need to do. You go through the training program. We are guaranteeing you interviews, all right, 1 month after completing the training program. All right, 1 month after we're guaranteeing you interviews. And we'll also prepare you for those interviews to ensure you get the job. So how do we do this? How do we guarantee interviews? So I'm going to walk you through it in a few seconds. Body mentorship. So, like I mentioned, we have a ton of people that have gotten jobs, okay, in the UK, in the US, in Canada, and they're happy to come back. They're coming back. They're actually excited to come back to help more people get these jobs. Okay, so like I go back to the same thing I said at the start of the session. The goal for us is to get more Africans into the tech space. All right. So you have the body mentorship hub where you can talk to other other people have gone through 10 analytics and have gone on to get their dream job in the tech space. Number two, enhanced internship experience. I talked about the internship. This more enhanced in the sense that you get to work on more immersive projects and you get more detailed hands-on experience that you can then use in getting your dream job. Number three is we have secure partnerships with recruitment firms in the UK, in the US, and in Canada, all right, and other countries of the world. And what we're essentially we are trying to build is a job pipeline. Okay, it's a job pipeline. So we have recruiters on one end, okay, and we have 10 analytics on another end. So what we've done now is to secure partnership with these recruiters. All right. So once you're done with your training program, we recommend you for roles hosted by, okay, these recruitment firms. Okay. You get interviewed. Okay. Once you get interviewed, we would also prepare you for the interviews and then you can get the job. All right. So that's what we've done. So we've secured some partnerships with recruitment firms in the UK, likes of, we're still looking to secure more. all right, across the world. Okay, so more in terms of age recruitment, Robert Half, Avinach, Michael Page, Manpower, Conferry, Kelly's Services, tech systems, and so on and so forth. Now, how do you get a freelance job as a financial analyst is a key question. And that's exactly what you have here. Okay, so we'll go through this. All you need to do is just literally click on them. Once you click on them, it will take you to the page where you can there's a recording of a session that I had personally. All right, you can see me here walking you through on how you can actually get a job as a financial analyst. Okay, walking you through how to use LinkedIn, how to use so many other sources. All right, flex jobs, how you could use flex jobs, how you could use any other. There are quite a number of places well found, built in. Built in is my personal favorite because a lot of people don't know they can get all right, remote jobs in the UK from Nigeria, for example. All right. So let's check out built in few seconds. Built in, not built on. Okay, built in. So you see remote startup jobs. Okay, remote. These are all remote. Okay, so I'm going to look at financial analysts. Financial analyst, search for jobs. So you see, this is Motorola Solutions Financial Analyst, and these are all fully remote roles. Fully remote roles. Okay, fully remote. Okay, I'll just select, it's currently selected hybrid. So I'll just select just remote and apply. Okay, so these are remote roles. CrowdStrike, financial remote, financial analyst remote, financial analyst, financial analyst, financial analyst, so on and so forth. Okay, and that's exactly what we have in there. So these are other sites you could go to get remote jobs. Okay, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, built in. Like I said, I have 3 videos here. So all you need to do is once you get the materials, click here to watch those materials, and you're good to go. Like literally walks you through how to get remote jobs in these categories. Now, some success story, we have a couple, like I said, we have a ton of success stories that you could actually go through in order for you to tell you that this thing is not a joke. Like you will get a job if you put your mind to you go through the curriculum, you do all the things necessary, you will get a job. I want to play this from
Hello guys, my name is Chika Onok. I'm here to talk about my journey with analytics and how it assisted me in getting a job here in the UK. Yeah, so it started with when I enrolled or I participated in one of the masterclass sessions of financial analytics during January or February thereabouts. And after that masterclass session, I was marveled at what I saw and what was demonstrated. So I decided to join enroll for the program, which I made decision and paid, and I enrolled for the May cohort, which lasted for about 3 to 4 months. So during this period, I learned advanced Microsoft Excel skills. I mean, my advanced Microsoft Excel skills, creation of dashboards, pivot table, Power Query, Excel formulas and functions like XLOOKUP, SUMIFs, and so many wonderful skills which I've never heard of, which are useful in my career as a financial analyst. And so after the 3 months training period and delivering our project, we enrolled also for a mentorship session whereby we worked on real life projects on.
so I mean like it's a Chika went very detailed with the process, okay? So it's about a 5 minutes video. All right. So Chika currently works as a financial analyst in the UK and it's just one out of so many others. The same thing with Equerry SCN, Zainab Balogun. We have Solomon working as a he's a graduate of engineering, but got a full time as a financial analyst. Okay, so you see a ton of them, and we still have others. There's just some of them. I'll still show you some of them at the end of the session. So we have a session starting, we have a training program starting on the 6th of April, okay, 2024. That's just a couple of weeks away, just about 2 weeks away. All right, so you were looking to start, okay, this is the right time for you to start. And we also have something, a special offer for you. Like I said, it's an IWD International Women's Day discount, okay? All right, scholarship for women to get into the tech space. And one thing you need to know is women are not one of the most underrated when it comes to people getting into the tech space. So there's a statistics here that says that women hold 26%, 26.7% of technology jobs. All right. Why the other 84, no, 74 plus, 74-ish, okay, old are held by the male counterparts. So you see, that's a statistics that is very, very it's not balanced. It's not balanced at all. All right. So how do we get more female into the tech space? How do we get people majorly female more interested in getting into the tech space? Another thing that you need to know is the percentage of women in all tech related career has actually decreased over the last 2 years. Okay, has decreased over the last 2 years. Now, why do we have a lot of females not getting into the tech space? There are a lot of assumptions, all right, but we don't deal with assumptions. We deal with numbers, actuals, okay? And what we're trying to do is create strategies around how to get more women interested and also get them into the tech space, okay? So according to the Women in Tech Network, it will take about 133 years to close the economic gender gap. 133 years. All right. So how can we do this also to make it faster? Exactly what we're trying to do. Get women interested, get them discounts, get them extra bonus, get them extra incentives to, get interested first of all, and also get them into the tech space because we all know the reasons why most people are interested in tech is the career projection, all right, the salary compensation, all right, and so many other flexibility that you come from having a tech career. So if you're a lady on the call and you're looking to get in the tech space, this is the right place for you, all right? Right, so we did the same thing last year, and we have over 300 people, women, get into the tech space. So you can see here there's an article by Tech Cabal. Okay, so you see the EdTech platform Analytics run tech scholarship to 300 women across the world. All right, the article is there. You can click on the link, you read it up, and you see exactly what. So we have been consistent on year, helping women. All right, within the Black community, get into the tech space. Within the African community, to get into the tech space. And we have a ton of testimonials. Okay, so if you go to the YouTube channel, if you go to our YouTube channel, we actually brought in a couple of them last week. Just we brought in a couple of them last week, yes. So you see it here. Analytics, just I would like you to watch this. Analytics IWT scholarship. So we brought about 3, 4 of them on the call to speak to people that are looking to get started. So we did about 300 last year, and we have a ton of them. Over 70% of them currently work within the tech space in Nigeria, in Ghana, in the UK, in Canada, in the US, and so on and so forth. All right. So I think one of them, Ikmat is in the UK. All right. Yeah, we brought in about 3, 4 of them. So I would say you should go to the video and you can watch the video. All right. And you see that, this has been amazing. So how do we get more women interested? How do we get them into the tech space? That's exactly what we're trying to do. So basically, we're extending the discount also to the male counterparts because, like I said earlier, we did this last year, and a lot of men were very, very agitated that we don't give men discounts and all that. So rather than just doing it for the female, okay, we decided to say, okay, what? We'll make a balance for women looking to get into the tech space. So now the full amount for the financial analytics training program is $750. Okay, and in pounds, the equivalent is £625. All right. But now we're doing the 50% scholarship for 15 women looking to get started in financial analytics, and also 5 men looking to get into the same program, into financial analytics. So 50% scholarship. So if you're looking to get started, it is $375 or £313 equivalent. And guess what? Like I mentioned, it's limited. All right. So if you're looking to get started, $750 for a start, $375 or £313 for you to get started. All right. Yes, we do have training on business analysis. Okay. We do have training programs on business analysis, not analytics. Okay. So there's a training program we have on business analysis. Yes. If you're in the group chat, we'll be having a couple of other sessions this week, next week, and you can always be a part of it to get it started. So, Fran, we do have, so just if you're on the WhatsApp group, please just signify. I would also send you materials for the business analysis masterclass. You could also go to our YouTube channel. We have a ton of materials. We have a ton of sessions that we've done on business analysis in there. So if I go to videos, okay, all right, you'll see a ton of videos on business analysis. Okay. All right. So we do sessions. We have a couple of sessions. But today is financial analytics. So we have a program starting on the 6th of April, 2024. If you're looking to get it started, this is the right time for you to get it started. Okay. All right, so Fran is looking for business analytics. Business analytics is under data analytics. They're the same thing. All right, it's just naming conventions. You can Google, you can check it out yourself. Business analytics, data analytics, they are the same thing. All right, so the difference is between data analysis, okay, data analytics and data and business analysis. They are two different things. But if you're looking at data analytics, please check out the data analytics training program. So for financial analysts, all right, the scholarship only extends to only 15 women, all right, 15 women and 5 men. So if you're looking to getting started, please click on the main stack link, okay? All right, we have our people that are currently on the call that have posted it in the chat. So my colleagues have posted the links to the chat. So all you need to do is click on the link and it's going to take you to this particular Analytics enrollment page. Okay, Analytics enrollment page. So you have the Analytics enrollment page. Scroll down. Like I mentioned, IWD discount is currently up and running. All right, we're trying to achieve 300 female and 50 male. And we have a huge chunk of people that have signified interest already that have paid and secured their spots. So we're just looking to fill up, some other classes. Okay. So we have financial analytics. All you need to do is scroll down. So once you click on the link, all right, all you need to do is scroll down to financial analytics, financial analytics. Click on financial analytics, all right, and there you would see the price of the training program. All right, so currently you see it as £500. All you need to do, because you're paying the IWD discount, because you're paying the IWD, all you need to do is just type in the price of the price, which is 313. Okay. All right. And reserve a seat. Click on reserve a seat, put in your card details, put in your full name, your email, your number. All right. And you are good to go. All right. So once you can secure a discount, once you've made the payment, you've secured your discount, all you need to do is upload your receipt. So come back to the same link and click here to upload your receipt. Click here to upload your receipt. So put in the information, your email, phone number, and all the things that is required, and you are good to go. All right, so I'm going to repeat the process again. So once you get the link has been sent by Lydia, one of my colleagues on the group chat. Okay, so all you need to do is click on the link. It takes you to the Analytics Enrollment Center. Scroll down all the way to the See Financial Analytics. Click on Financial Analytics. Okay, click on it. All right. And it's going to take you to this particular page for you to make a payment. So currently you see the price there is £500, which is the discounted price before. But now that we're running the IWD discounts, okay, the scholarship, the International Women's Day scholarship, all right, and you want to pay in pounds, it's 315. Okay, all you need to type here is 315, 313, I mean, and reserve a seat. So once you make payments, go back to the same link and take a screenshot of your payment. You'll get an email, get a screenshot and upload your receipt here. Upload your receipt over here. So once you click on that, it opens a Google form. All you need to put in your email, phone number, the attachment of the receipt, and that's all you need to do. All right, I will get back to you within the next 4 to 8 hours maximum. All right. So, do you have a training on business? I think yes. I think someone has responded to that already. Okay. Any questions so far, guys? Any questions? So, just to show you some of the additional testimonials and projects you get to work on. Okay, so you have the Castro Workplace Sports Facility projects, Nestle Product Analytics, online food delivery preferences. You get to work on projects like fraudulent transaction in the bank, employee attrition at IBM, data science salaries. You get to work on projects in Redux Airlines. You get to work on projects around Legacy Group, all right, and so on and so forth. Some of the facilitators, you have Nene, chartered accountant, 6 years experience using analytical tools to guide companies in strategic and operational decision making. She currently works with Zillus, which is uh, which is a licensee, an authorized licensee of Nike in the UK. All right, so she has worked with Denom, she has worked with KPMG, Bank of America, La Roche Group, and so on and so forth. So many other experience. So, she's going to be part of the people that will be walking you through the financial analytics training program. You also have Jenas, also a chartered accountant, 7 years experience working in accounting, finance, and business consulting. Okay. Prior experience works with Coca-Cola. They have worked with HRG Nigeria, Promasador, and so on. Also, 10-year Big Four consulting, 5 years experience developing data-backed strategies, go-to-market strategies, and financial models. Okay, experience covers financial services, energy, technology, and legal services. She currently resides in the UK, currently works with Big Four Consulting. And these are people that have gotten jobs from our analytics training program, like I mentioned. So you see Omodele Call Creek, Solomon got a job as a financial analyst with Kegos Oil and Gas Limited. Victor also got a job as a financial analyst with Nicole Finance. Bumi also got a job as a market data analyst. Afolabi Adebara got a job as a financial analyst at Cool Books, and so on. So these are the kind of reports you're going to build in Excel, Power BI, building financial models like this, and so on and so forth. So like I mentioned, it always seems impossible before somebody else goes ahead to do it. So these guys believed in themselves. They attended the master class just the same way Chika mentioned. He attended the master class, felt good. I was like, okay, do you know what? We'll take it as a challenge. And he currently works as a financial analyst in one of the top banks in the UK. All right. So you see, there are a ton of 1,001, feedbacks. Okay, 1,001 testimonials that you could actually get from to getting started. Okay. All right. So if you're looking to get it started, like I mentioned, limited slots are available. All right. Limited slots are available. The discount is only available for 15 women and 5 men. So if you're looking to get it started, this is the right time for you. Okay. This is the right time for you. All right. So the discount, 50% discount. All right. Make your payment and register now. If you have any questions, this is our website. This is our inquiries at stenanalytics.io. If you have any questions, any concerns, please send a mail to these inquiries. And also the phone numbers that you see on the screen. Please also the phone numbers you can call or send us a message on WhatsApp on these numbers below. So, on these notes, this is where we're going to draw the curtains today on the financial analytics training program. So if you're looking to get it started, please, we are waiting for you. Literally, we are waiting for you. So thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful evening and looking forward to seeing you guys in the main training program. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful evening and have a good one. Bye, everyone. So if you're looking to get it started, please register now. We're waiting for you. Thank you very much.